If your client left you over $10, they were never your client. They were just buying a price tag. So I'm gonna be fair. It's not always that simple. A lot of barbers, they're just not honest with themselves. You know, they want to believe that a client left just because the other barber was cheaper. I hear it all the time. But sometimes I think they leave because your quality just ain't there. If you're being honest with yourself, sometimes they leave because you're inconsistent, or they leave because it's hard to book with you, or they leave because the experience just doesn't match the price. And so to me, the truth is, if it bothers you that one client went to somebody cheaper down the street, you don't have a loyalty problem most of the time. You have a demand problem. You just don't have enough clients. When I first started cutting hair, I wanted to be the best in my city. I wanted to be one of the best in the world. Basketball was my first love, but when I found barbering, I treated it like I was trying to go D1. I trained like it. I had the same discipline, the same obsession, the mindset. I was studying the craft, man, till like 4 o'clock in the morning, trying to perfect my cuts, watching YouTube videos. I was trying to separate myself. Then I came across Al's Millions. He had this program called Average Barbers Making Above Average Money. And I remember thinking, if average barbers can make above average money by being professional, consistent, and marketing, what happens if I become above average at everything? That changed everything for me, because haircut quality matters, but it's not enough. Professionalism matters, consistency matters, marketing matters, the experience altogether, it matters. I grew up around unprofessional shops. You'd book an appointment, you're still gonna wait a few hours. You lose your whole Saturday in a shop. Busy people don't have time for that. They want a great haircut, but they also want it on time, consistent, predictable. That's where pricing power comes from. Not just from being nice with clippers, from being dependable. And so that's why I started to study other companies, successful entrepreneurs in other industries. I remember reading about a company called Zappos. They built $1 billion company off consistency and customer experience. Not because they had the cheapest shoes, because they were the most dependable. They would go as far as list a shoe that they didn't have in inventory because it was in demand, and if it sold on their website, they would go to Foot Locker or something, their competitors down the street, buy it at full price, lose money on the sale, but they didn't care because they were thinking long term. This customer isn't worth one sneaker to me. They're worth a lifetime of sneakers. They're worth, how much does the average person spend in their lifetime on sneakers? A whole family. They're worth thousands to me. And that's one of the things we teach in 6FB, annual custom. What is a customer worth to you? If they book you, if you know your average client comes to you every 3 weeks, what is that worth to you in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years? You better act like it. And that's the game. You're not just selling a haircut, you're selling trust. And then you got barbers who are trying to get into like a premium realm, right? But they be doing too much. So let me clear something up. When I say premium experience, I don't mean you need to add $50 extra services. Some barbers think premium means a haircut, a hot towel, a shampoo, a facial, a scalp massage, an espresso. Like, bro, I've seen some crazy list of services because they want to be premium. And there's a market for that. But I'm going to tell you this. I would never go to you. I don't have time for all of that. Every once in a while sounds good, like for special occasions, but people have a life. You know what I mean? Like, I would gladly pay you $100, even $150. If a great haircut can be consistent, it's going to be on time, you're going to be clean, efficient, and you're going to be easy to book. You can't feel like a burden to me. It's got to feel like you're making my life more convenient. That's premium. And a lot of you are trying to add more when you should just be making the main thing better. Make the haircut better. Make the timing better. Make the booking better. Make the communication and the results more dependable. That's what creates demand. A simple haircut can go from $30 to $40 to $75. I went to $100 like 6 years ago. These days, barbers are going from $100 to $200, not because they added a foot massage, but because the market decided that they were worth it. That's what barbers don't understand. You don't have to justify your prices when your results, consistency, and demand justify them for you. A lot of barbers say, my clients aren't loyal. No, you're trying to keep the wrong clients. Everybody has a number, a pain threshold, right? Everybody has a limit of what they're willing to pay, what they're willing to wait, the inconveniences they're willing to put up with, how long it's going to take. Like, if I got to book you a week out, 2 weeks out, that might become a problem. You have to lose clients by raising prices sometimes. because you can't serve everybody at some point. If you're booked, if demand is high, if people can't get in your chair, it's your responsibility to raise prices, not just to make more money, but to create space for the right clients. If your real clients can't book with you because your schedule's filled with people who only came because you were cheap, that's your fault. How many of you guys are accepting online bookings? Set up automated reminders, follow-up messages, client notes. You prepare the day before, the morning of, for your big day, because you got a whole bunch of clients coming in and you're ready to serve them. Get good, get professional, get busy. Then raise your prices. And then protect the experience with systems, booking, reminders, rebookings, recurring appointments, follow-ups, client notes. Automate these things. That's why tools like fullcap.ai, they matter, because retention's not random. Retention is your fault. And that's a good thing, because if it's your fault, then you're in control. I'm out of here about the one client who left for $10 cheaper. Ask yourself the real questions. Was my quality there? Was I consistent? Was I on time? Was I easy to book with? Was I creating demand? Was I delivering an experience worth paying for? Because when you lock all of that in, you're never even going to notice who left. You'll be too busy serving the people who stayed and who matter. And guess what? The clients that leave, that's okay too, because there's other barbers out there trying to build clientele. Let them eat, bro. You can't serve everybody. Look, loyalty is dead. But real loyalty is built on trust, consistency, professionalism, and experience. And that's always going to be alive, no matter the economy. And if you build that right, the right clients ain't just going to stay. They're going to be proud to pay. They're going to be proud to talk about their barber. Word of mouth is going to keep you so busy, you can turn off the paid ads. Everything gets easier from there, and you start buying your time back so that you can do the things that matter to everybody. More time with family, more time with God, more time with living your life, man. Your health ain't always going to be there. Your life ain't always going to be there, man. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. Hopefully it resonated with you. I'm going to keep doing videos like this. As you can see, I'm trying to get consistent again. I've been so busy with all the businesses and stuff, but nonetheless, I got to get back in my content game because I enjoy this. I love it. Comment below. Let me know what y'all thought.